Before this video starts, I do want to put a disclaimer in. I have never used a garter carriage, although I've had it for about 4 years, and this is the first time that I've actually put it on the machine to use it. So all the mistakes are mine, and if somebody has spotted something horrendous that I've done wrong, please say so. But honestly, I think if I'd realised how simple it was, I think I would have used it a lot sooner. This is a video on using the automatic carriage, or garter carriage as we call it, KG95 with the Brother 970. The first thing you'll notice about the KG95 manual is that it says nothing about the Brother 970, because the Brother 970 came out after the KG95. So you need to refer to page 86 in your main 970 manual for the various differences, and the first thing it tells you to do is to take the magnets out of the back of the G carriage and to fit the G sensor cam, and if there's a row counter tripper in your G carriage, take that out. The second important thing is that if you are going to cast on, you must have your console in the main menu, not on the stop screen, but on the main menu. Otherwise it will start knitting in pattern and it won't cast on properly. I've got my cast on strip. I'm only using a few needles because life's too short with the garter carriage to be messing about, and I've done a row of excuse me, ravel cord with the main carriage, and I now need to take the main carriage off, obviously. I'm now going to move the garter carriage up near the needles. To do that, you lift the front up and move it with your left hand over to near where the knitting's going to start. I'm now going to thread the yarn in here. Now it says if this whole unit is on the other side, you press start and then stop to get it to this side, because you can't start the thread the yarn with it in the other position. You move that over to there, take yarn, put it in, make sure it's moving freely, close the gate. I'm hoping you can see the top there. You want all the sliders over to the right. The top slider does say G or C, and the C is for cast on and cast off. Very clever. Set the row counter to 1 and start the machine. Hopefully you can hear me over the noise. As soon as it actually starts casting on, which is any second now, I'm going to let go of the yarn that I'm hanging on to and hope that it's casting on. Hopefully you can see there that it is cast on, and I will check in a minute. But that looks like it's done an E-wrap cast on. It's now cleared the knitting, so I'm going to press stop. And this is where we now go to program a stitch pattern. It's asking me which carriage. It's flashing garter carriage because I've moved it across to that. Enter. Pattern range, all over pattern. Pattern number, I've put in 534. It's the basket weave one, as I showed you the sample of. Pattern position it's showing me what the pattern looks like, so I have got the right one. And then I go across to knitting. It's on 0, and I'll do 10 rows, I think. I won't make you sit through the lot. We now need to set the garter carriage top half. We need to move that to the garter carriage. I want it to go backwards and forwards, and the direction it's going in to start with is towards the right. And I'm now going to press start on. That's saying 11, so I need to change that to 10 row counter, and I'm going to press on and hope for the best. And that different sound that you can hear is when it's doing the purl. No, it's when it's doing the knit stitch, because we have the purl facing us. And I'm hoping you'll see in a very few minutes that it hasn't dropped any stitches. Yay! It's now cleared the knitting, and hopefully it's going to decide to turn around in a minute. You can buy garter carriage, it is turning around. You can buy garter carriage cams, turnaround cams if you want, but it doesn't appear to go too far past the knitting. This is probably a time now where you go and make yourself a cup of tea or coffee while your garter carriage is chunking away, especially if you've got it set for more than 10 rows. So I'll come back in a bit. Well, I think it's on its last row, and I'll try the cast off. If it's not on its last row, I'll switch it off and come back later. So far it seems to be knitting quite nicely, or purling and knitting. Yes, that was its last row. I'll now attempt to figure out how to cast off. According to the instruction book, the G carriage can only cast off at the right hand side, so I'm going to have to do one more row to get it to the right hand side. Now, for reasons I'm not too sure of at the moment, the row counter on the console doesn't appear to have registered these rows, and I'm not quite sure why. It could be, it worked yesterday, it could be that my knitting width is just a little bit too narrow and the G carriage isn't going past the sensor properly. Before it turns round, I'll have a check. Well, it appears to have done, but for what it appears to have gone past the sensor, but that's something I'll investigate. But hey ho, let's try the cast off. To do the cast off, I need to come out of the knitting screen completely and go into main menu. I'm just checking the book as to how to set the carriage, the garter carriage, I need to have, which you can't see, I need to have that there and the two upper ones fully over on C. And I'm going to press, oh no, apparently we have to hang an edge stitch. So you take the pearl bump and hang it on the gate peg, and the same with the other end. This is to stop it curling apparently. Is it on the gate peg? Right. And it says to hang a cast on comb. I'm not sure why, so I'm actually going to try it without, and if it all goes pear-shaped, we'll know that the I'll stick another claw weight in the middle. If it all goes pear-shaped, we know that we're supposed to have had the claw weight on for some reason. So I'm going to press go and hope for the best. She says, I think we need to set the row counter to 1. It doesn't work if you don't have a number on the row counter. And we'll see in a minute if it is actually casting off, or whether that cast on comb is actually an integral part of the proceedings. Yes, it looks like the cast on comb is an integral part of the proceedings. So I'm going to knit another row back and try it with the cast on comb on. Put the cast on comb on, hang the end stitches on the gate peg as it said, and hopefully this will work. For reasons best known to itself, it is not casting off, so I will investigate further. Well, it appears that I didn't follow my own advice, which is to read the manual, and in the manual on page 24 of the KG95 manual, it says to turn the power off to the knitting machine, which is what I'm going to do. And I'll now try it and see if it will cast off. Let's go for it. Oh, row counter, always forget that one. So keep your fingers crossed, this is going to cast off. Well, it's making a different noise, so it sounds as though it's doing something. Oh, and it's casting off. Always pays to read the manual. Right, so now past the end of the knitting, so I need to follow the instructions in the manual to cut the yarn. It says to cut the yarn. I can't get this in the right place. Cut the yarn, which I've done, and drop the sinker plate under here and get in a tool, pull the yarn through, which I'm attempting to do left-handed and it's not working. Pull the yarn through. I'm going to, it does pull those edge stitches a bit, which is a bit of a pain, but not to worry. That won't fit through the gap. Right, I've got my bit of knitting off the machine. I'm going to pull out my ravel cord and see if it cast on properly. If it didn't, we'll need some more work on that. Right, pulled out the ravel cord. That's the cast on edge, which looks quite successful. E-wrap cast on, and this is the cast off edge, also successful. As I say, apart from that, when you hang it over the gate peg, it tends to pull it out a bit, but that would be lost in a seam presumably. Yeah, quite successful. So there you go. If I can do it, you can do it.